The credit monitoring alert hit my phone at 0347 hours while I was reviewing flight schedules in the operations center. I'm Cameron Buckley, 32, second lieutenant with the Air Force, currently stationed at MacDill Air Force Base in Tampa, Florida. Been deployed here for 8 months, running logistics coordination for overseas transport missions. The alert should have been routine. New credit inquiry. Happens when you apply for something legitimate. Except I hadn't applied for anything. The notification showed a hard credit pull from a major automotive financing company in Denver, Colorado. Date stamp, yesterday at 1,623 hours. I was in briefings all afternoon. Never left base, never touched my phone except for official communications. I opened the credit monitoring app. The inquiry was there, real as the humid Florida air outside. Someone had used my social security number to apply for a $78,000 truck loan. The application listed an address I'd never seen. 2847 Maple Ridge Drive, Denver, Colorado, 80205. My hands stayed steady. Training kicked in. Gather intel first, react later. I pulled up my banking app. Account balances looked normal. No unauthorized transactions. No missing funds. But something felt wrong. The last login timestamp showed activity from yesterday at 1,847 hours. I was in the mess hall then. Phone was locked in my quarters. The base network connection was secure. No one else had access to my devices. My laptop stayed locked in my footlocker when not in use. Phone never left my possession during duty hours. I scrolled through recent account activity. Everything appeared legitimate. Payroll deposits, automatic bill payments. Nothing suspicious. But that credit inquiry sat there like a red flag in enemy territory. I called the credit monitoring service. Automated system picked up. Pressed through the menu options until I reached a human voice. This is regarding a credit inquiry alert I received. I need to verify if this was legitimate activity. The representative pulled up my file. I see the inquiry from Mountain States Auto Finance. Are you saying you didn't authorize this? Negative. I'm active duty military. Been on base all week. Never applied for any vehicle financing. Sir, I'm showing the application was submitted online using your personal information, social security number, date of birth, current employment details. Everything matches our records. My jaw tightened. What address was listed on the application? 2847 Maple Ridge Drive, Denver, Colorado. That's not my address. I'm stationed in Florida. I understand your concern, sir. You'll need to file a fraud report with local law enforcement and contact the financing company directly. I can flag your account for additional monitoring. I ended the call. Stared at the phone screen. Someone had my information. Complete access to my identity. They knew enough details to pass initial verification checks. The operations center hummed with late-night activity around me. Other personnel focused on their tasks. Normal base routine. Nothing seemed different on the surface. But someone out there was using my name, my credit, my military service record. They'd already made one attempt. This wouldn't be the last. I needed to find out who had access to my personal documents. And I needed to find out fast. The next credit alert came through at 0352 hours. The second alert hit my phone like incoming artillery. Another credit inquiry. This time from Rocky Mountain Credit Union for a personal loan application. Amount requested, $15,000. I sat up in my bunk, 0352 hours. Whoever was doing this worked night shifts or lived in a different time zone. The Denver address appeared again on the application details. I pulled up my laptop, started documenting everything. Screenshots of both credit alerts. Timestamps. Application details. The pattern was forming, but I needed more data. My phone buzzed with a text from my cousin Jake back in Colorado. We'd grown up together in Denver. Joined different branches after high school. He went Army. I chose Air Force. Hey man, Melissa mentioned you might be looking at cars when you get back. She saw some paperwork with your name on it. Melissa. Jake's wife of 3 years. I'd known her since they started dating. Sweet girl from what I remembered. Worked at some administrative office downtown. Had access to computers all day. I called Jake immediately. Cameron, everything okay? It's like 4 in the morning there. Jake, what paperwork did Melissa see with my name on it? Auto loan stuff, I think. She was helping organize some files and came across it. Said she didn't know you were car shopping. I'm not car shopping. I'm deployed. Haven't applied for any loans. Silence on the other. That's weird, man. Maybe it was old paperwork from before you left. What kind of files was she organizing? Just some stuff from her work. She brings home filing sometimes. Extra income, you know? Data entry projects. My blood went cold. What kind of data entry? Financial applications mostly. Credit checks. Loan processing. She works for some consulting firm that handles overflow from banks and credit unions. The pieces clicked together like a rifle bolt sliding home. Melissa had access to financial systems. She knew my personal information from family gatherings, social security number from tax documents Jake had mentioned, military service details from conversations. Jake, I need you to check something for me. Look around your place for any documents with my information on them. Cameron, you're scaring me. What's going on? Someone's been using my identity to apply for credit. The applications are coming from Denver, from an address I've never lived at. Jesus. You think someone stole your wallet or something? No, my wallet's right here. This is bigger than that. They have everything. Complete identity package. I heard movement on his. Footsteps. A door closing. Melissa's asleep. I can look around in the morning when she goes to work. Jake, this is important. I need you to check now. Quietly. More silence. Then, okay, give me a few minutes. I waited, stared at the credit alerts on my phone. 2 applications in 6 hours. Both from the same Denver address. Both using complete identity information that only family members would have access to. Jake came back on the line. His voice was different. Strained. Cameron, I found something. There's a folder in Melissa's desk. It has copies of documents with your information. Social security card, photocopy, military ID, even your birth certificate. How did she get those? Remember last Christmas when you visited? You left some paperwork here by accident. Important stuff for your security clearance renewal. Melissa said she'd mail it to you. She never mailed anything. I know. I'm looking at it right now. The betrayal hit like a sniper's bullet. Clean. Precise. Devastating. Melissa had kept my documents. Used her work access to financial systems. Created fake applications using my identity. She'd been doing this for months, probably. Small amounts at first. Testing the system. Jake, there's more. Check her computer if you can. Look for saved applications or financial websites. I can't just go through her stuff, Cameron. She's my wife. She's stealing my identity. Using my military service to commit fraud. This isn't about marriage anymore. I heard typing. Jake was checking. There's browser history here. Multiple credit union websites. Auto financing companies. And there's a saved document called CB applications. Open it. Cameron, this is bad. Really bad. There's a whole list here. Different loan amounts. Different companies. Some are marked as approved. Others say pending. How many? 12 applications. Total amount requested is over $60,000. The number hit me like a physical blow. $60,000. In my name. Using my credit. My military service record as verification. Jake, I need you to take pictures of everything. The documents. The computer screen. All of it. Don't let her know you found this. What are you going to do? I'm going to stop her. And I'm going to make sure she pays for every dollar she stole. Cameron, she's family. Maybe we can work this out without involving. She made her choice when she decided to steal from a deployed service member. Family doesn't protect you from federal crimes. I ended the call. Sat in the darkness of my quarters. The base was quiet around me. Normal operations continuing while my world collapsed. Melissa had played the long game. Waited until I deployed. Used my absence to systematically destroy my financial future. She'd counted on distance and family loyalty to protect her. She'd counted wrong. My phone buzzed again. Another credit alert. 3rd application in 8 hours. This time for a mortgage pre-approval. Amount? $180,000. She was accelerating, getting bolder, or more desperate. Either way, she'd just made her biggest mistake. I called Detective Chen at 0600 hours. McDill's legal office had given me her direct number after I filed the initial report. Chen, Cybercrime Unit. Detective, this is Second Lieutenant Cameron Buckley. We spoke yesterday about the identity theft case. Right, the deployed service member. What's the update? She's accelerating. 3 more applications since we talked, including a mortgage pre-approval for 180. That's escalation behavior. She knows something's wrong. We need to move fast. Chen explained the plan. Jake would wear a wire. Confront Melissa with defiant. Get her confession on record. Simple operation, but it required perfect timing. Your cousin needs to understand the stakes here, Chen said. If he tips her off, she disappears, along with any chance of recovery. I called Jake back, explained the situation. A wire? Cameron, I can't do that to my own wife. She's already done it to herself. And to me. This is about stopping her before she destroys more lives. What if she runs? Then she runs with federal charges following her. But at least she stops stealing. Jake agreed, reluctantly, but he agreed. The next morning, Chen's team set up surveillance outside Jake's house. I watched through video feed from my quarters, technology making distance irrelevant. Jake entered the house at 1,400 hours. Melissa was in the kitchen. Normal domestic. Nothing suspicious. Mel, we need to talk. About what? About Cameron's credit reports. About the applications on your computer. The change was immediate. Melissa's posture shifted. Defensive. Guilty. I don't know what you're talking about. I found the files, Mel. The CB applications folder. 12 different loan requests. That's not what you think it is. Then explain it. Through the audio feed, I heard Melissa's breathing change. Faster. Panicked. Cameron asked me to help with some financial planning. Before he deployed. I was just researching options. With his social security number? His military ID information? He gave me permission. Jake's voice stayed steady. Professional. Show me the permission. In writing. Silence. Mel, there's no permission because he never gave it. You've been stealing his identity for months. It's not stealing. We're family. He would have helped if I'd asked. But you didn't ask. You just took. We needed the money, Jake. Your hours got cut. The bills were piling up. Cameron's deployed. He's not using his credit anyway. There it was. Full confession. Recorded. Admissible. How much, Mel? It's not that much. Maybe 20,000. Spread across different accounts. The applications show 60,000 requested. Plus the mortgage pre-approval. Those were just applications. Most got denied anyway. Because you're not Cameron Buckley. You're committing federal identity theft. Melissa's voice cracked. I was going to pay it back. When he got home, when your hours picked up. With what money? You can't even pay our current bills. I figured something out. I always do. Not this time. Chen's team moved in at 1,430 hours. Clean arrest. No resistance. Melissa seemed almost relieved when they read her rights. Jake called me afterward, his voice hollow. She confessed to everything. 23,000 in actual loans. 40,000 in pending applications. She had your birth certificate, social security card, military ID copy. Everything. Where did she get my documents? From your room. When you were home on leave last Christmas. She photographed everything while you were sleeping. The violation felt personal. Intimate. She'd invaded my private space. Stolen my identity while I slept under the same roof. Jake, I'm sorry this happened to your family. She did this to herself. And to you. I just wish I'd caught it sooner. The investigation moved quickly after that. Federal prosecutors took the case. Military legal assistants helped coordinate from Miami. Melissa pled guilty to aggravated identity theft. Federal sentencing guidelines were clear. Minimum 2 years. Maximum 5. The judge gave her 3 years. Plus full restitution. Plus supervised probation after release. The defendant targeted a deployed service member, the judge said during sentencing, someone serving our country overseas. This represents a particularly egregious breach of trust. My credit union worked with federal authorities to reverse the fraudulent accounts. Most of the damage was contained. My credit score took a hit, but it would recover. The mortgage pre-approval was the key. Melissa had used a fake address, listed herself as my spouse, forged my signature on income verification forms. She got sloppy, Detective Chen explained. Desperation makes people careless. That mortgage application had so many red flags, it triggered automatic fraud alerts. 3 months later, I received the final restitution check. $23,412. Every stolen penny, plus interest. But the money wasn't the real victory. Chen introduced me to other victims, military families hit by similar schemes. Identity theft targeting deployed personnel was becoming common. I started helping, sharing what I'd learned, teaching families how to monitor credit during deployments, how to secure documents, how to spot the warning signs. You turned a bad situation into something positive, Chen said. That takes character. The work felt meaningful, purpose beyond just my own case. Jake and I stayed in contact. He filed for divorce, started over, found a job with better hours, better pay. Melissa made her choices, he said. I can't fix what she broke, but I can make sure it doesn't happen again. The legal system worked. Justice was served. But the personal cost lingered. Trust, once broken, doesn't heal quickly. 12 months later, I was back stateside. Permanent duty station at Peterson Space Force Base in Colorado Springs. The mountains reminded me why I loved this country. That felt like a different lifetime. The betrayal, the investigation, the trial, all of it existed in my rearview mirror now. My credit score had fully recovered. 823. Higher than before Melissa's scheme. The financial institutions had been thorough in their cleanup efforts. I kept the case files in a locked drawer. Not for nostalgia, for reference. Other military families reached out regularly. Identity theft cases, document fraud, financial betrayal during deployments. The pattern was always similar. Trusted family member, access to personal information. Deployed service member, unable to monitor accounts in real time. I'd helped 17 families in the past year. Walked them through the investigation process. Connected them with Detective Chen's cybercrime unit. Shared the digital forensics techniques that had saved my case. You've become quite the expert, Chen said during our quarterly check-in call. Ever consider a career change? The thought had crossed my mind, but the Air Force still felt like home. My new apartment was sparse, functional, no family photos on the walls, no sentimental decorations, just the essentials. Trust came slowly now. Background checks on maintenance workers, locked mailbox, shredded documents. Digital security protocols that would make cybersecurity professionals proud. Jake had remarried, sent me a wedding photo. His new wife was a teacher. No criminal history, no access to his financial accounts until after a year of marriage. Learning from experience, he'd written on the back of the photo. Melissa was serving her sentence at a federal facility in Texas, 18 months remaining. I didn't think about her often anymore. The anger had faded, replaced by something colder, more practical. I teach spouses how to monitor credit and identity metrics while loved ones serve. The work keeps me grounded, gives the betrayal meaning beyond just personal damage. Last week, a Navy wife called from San Diego. Her husband was deployed to the Pacific. Strange charges on their joint account. Familiar pattern. I don't know who else to trust, she said. You called the right person, I told her. We'll figure this out. The sun was setting behind the Rockies. Orange light filled my apartment. No phone calls expected. No emergencies pending. No family members with access to my personal information. For the first time in 2 years, I felt completely secure. It was finally over, and the silence felt earned.